Hello folks and welcome! In this video I'm going to share with you 5 tips to help you with your event photography. Do you do events? It's so much fun! I'm just back from a big convention and I just thought I would share with you a few tips from that convention, some things that were in my head. So let's talk about convention and event photography. As I asked, do you do that? I love doing it. A lot of people don't necessarily like it. They say, oh, it's not very creative. But for me, working in the confines, it's like photojournalism. It's like, this is the room and you have no control of what's happening in that room, and you have to create amazing images that will help your client do what they need to do. So let's get on with it. Let's start talking tips. Tip number 1, we need to have really clear communication with our clients. You need to know exactly what the client is expecting of you and how they're going to use the images. Are they going to use them in social media? Are they going to use them for a press release, or are they for an annual report? In your head, while you're taking these photos, what they're going to be used for will affect with hopefully how you're going to take the images. For instance, sometimes for marketing images, they'll want something that has like blurry heads and just the empty screen up at the front, and then they can use that for marketing to draw people in, or like an empty chair, well, a chair that has like a program on it and saying, you know, we're coming to, hope you come next year to our event, or sign up for the event now. Or, you know, maybe it's they need them for a press release. You have an important speaker that's coming, it's the keynote speaker, and they want to share the keynote with the world right away. You need to know that. So you're going to take a few images maybe while the speaker is talking, maybe 3 or 4 minutes, and then you are going to go and you're going to download them and you're going to send it to the communications person right away. So you need to know all of that before you even start photographing. So I usually get a shot list from people if I can, and if it's not necessarily a specific shot list, then I get a run of the day and what's going to happen, and then I have a chat with them, like, are you using them for social media? Do I need to send some to you right away? Are you using them for marketing? Are you, like, what is it that we're doing with these images? Tip number 2, make sure you're taking lots of variety in the formats that you're doing, as in, take vertical and horizontal. You want to take both of those images. Sometimes we get stuck in one way of taking photos, so I'm always taking horizontal. Over the years, what your clients need has changed. So it used to be that we would do all kinds of verticals, and it was for newspaper and for magazines, and it was by columns. You could have a 2-column or a 4-column. So depending on the columns, they would either do vertical or horizontal. And then when websites and everything online happened, we went more horizontal than we did vertical. So for many years now, I've been taking more and more horizontal. But lately, with TikTok and Reels and things like that, people are asking for more verticals again. So you have to keep in your mind that you need to do both, because we get into habit of only shooting one way. So once you do a few that are in horizontal, just remember to turn that camera around and take some vertical shots as well. Tip number 3, leave space. Whoa. You want to make sure you're taking a few photos that your clients can use, where they can put text on their image if they're using it for social media especially. So when you're taking your photos and you have a really nicely composed image, take a few like that, and then just, you know, take 2 steps back and take a wider shot. Or you could zoom, you know, you can do it that way as well. Just a little thing that they have on lenses. Anyway, make sure that you're giving your client, again, it's all about giving the client images that they can work with. So take your photo just the way you love it, composed really well, and then step back or zoom out and just give a little bit more space. And then the clients can put some text over here and they can use it in their social media. They can put quotes, they can put their logos, they can put their sponsors, whatever they need to do. If there's some space, they don't have to do any extra work, and they are really going to like you for that. Tip number 4, get in, get your photograph, and get out of the way. There's nothing worse when you're attending an event to have somebody stand in front of you It drives me crazy. So I'm very conscious that in order to do my job, sometimes I have to stand in front of people. So the best thing that you can do is acknowledge to the person that you're standing in front of as you're getting into position. Just turn around and say, I'm so sorry, I have to stand here. I'll just be a couple of minutes, just gonna take a few photos and then I'm gonna leave. And most of the time people are like, oh yeah, no problem. And they're trying to be quiet. Gotta love that. It's a lot of goodwill and it goes a long way. Now, if you do have to be there for a little bit of time, you can always crouch down. My knees aren't so good anymore, so I usually grab a chair if I can, or I position myself where there's a chair. And then that way you can get everything ready. You can get your camera focused and your lighting and all of that done. And then as soon as you can, have your camera up, and then you just pop up, take your few photos, and then pop down again. And then that way, everybody will be happy with you. And tip number 5, I think it's one of the most important tips that I can share with you. Take care of yourself. When you're out there and you're at an event and you're photographing and you're trying to be creative and it's busy, it's a long day, you gotta make sure that this vessel is happy. Because if you are hungry or you're not hydrated, your feet hurt, your creativity is gonna suffer. So you gotta make sure that you are keeping yourself hydrated. I carry a water bottle, has my name so I don't lose it. I have snacks, I have apple, sometimes I have nuts, sometimes I have an energy bar. Depends. I have really good shoes. I spend the money and buy good shoes because you're gonna be on your feet a lot. And one of the other most important things you can do for yourself is just take a moment and breathe. When you're standing there and you're waiting, you can hold the camera and be ready to go and just take a deep breath. It's going to help with your creativity so much. There we go. 5 tips to help you have better event photography. Thank you so much for joining me. This is a new adventure for me, and I'm so glad you're here. Please remember, if you want to see more, to subscribe to the link below. And I hope you join me next time. What are we going to talk about? I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. See you. Thanks. Bye.